Good morning, it's mostly harmless entertainment, and outside Shroud K we have two Prussian corvette captains. Now, I know they're low rank, but they're in the right ships for it, so this should be a good fight. Two of them, one of me. Let's see how they do. The best thing about this, they've already killed the AI, so they can focus solely on me. And that's how I like it. I don't like cheesy fights. I've noticed they're bouncing a lot. Maybe they're using medium guns. Now we both have cannons. None of us are using carronades. And my ship isn't particularly thick. So maybe they're using the wrong convergences, medium guns. I'm not sure, but they're not applying damage very well. I am definitely angling to bounce, but I would expect more damage. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That's just practice. You've got to really aim carefully in the shallow ships. They bob, you can miss easily. The wave action can eat shots. You're going to see it in this fight where a lot of us just dunk our shots right into the ocean. Because a swell will come up and eat it. It's a peculiarity of shallow water ships. That said, shallow water combat is incredibly fun now. It was absolutely atrocious in 2023, but I like where it is now. It's good, and Naval Game Lab should definitely keep the combat that they have. It's doable, it's workable, it's fun. You're going to see some rigging shocks in this game. I think the rigging shock mechanic is okay as long as the second rigging shock cannot be done a minute later. Or, you know, there's only so many times in a 5-minute period that you can rigging shock somebody. Some rule like that. When you're fighting solo versus multiple players, being able to just keep someone perpetually rigging shocked is not fun. And here it goes, he's throwing chain. He did not get the rigging shock. I prefer they just did away with rigging shock until a mast dropped. And give us demasting back so that going battle and slow sail and all that has a point rather than simply just slow your ship down. But you know, someone whined and Game Labs had to make the whiner happy. And yes, I'm a bit salty about that because I spent hours upon hours upon hours learning how to dismast someone, hitting someone's mast with a cannonball. And those skills are now useless because ball doesn't demast, ball barely does sail damage, chain shot barely does sail damage anymore. So it's like a whole part of the combat mechanic was just nullified because now everyone just boards and grapes, because if you're a boarding build and you can board and the other guy doesn't have marines or doesn't have boarding mods, you just sit there on muskets and obliterate people. There's nothing, it's brain dead. You know, you can auto win. Just board the guy and auto win. And a lot of people on the free-to-play server are doing that. Hey, I won because I slowed you down and had more crew and I boarded you. It is so annoying. But obviously Game Labs doesn't play their own game, so they'll fix it next year. Here's the rigging shock. I think it lasts a minute. And it's annoying. Rigging shocks can be so annoying, especially when you're fighting somebody like Villeneuve with his 2 ganking buddies. They'll just keep you in rigging shock or crew shock you with grape and you have no option. You just die. So, Game Labs really, they don't know how their game works. They rely on somebody else to tell them, oh, this would be a good idea. And that somebody has an agenda. That's bad in a game. You really should have your own staff playing the game competitively, giving you solid, reasoned, logical advice. Not this, hey, we changed boarding and it's generally improved. Just load up a bunch of boarding mods, sit on muskets, and you win! Yay! That's stupid. But, you know, they're the kings of making stupid improvements. Just look at the economy. And by economy, I do not mean real generation, though that is part of it. They made that harder. I mean the clan resources. If you want certain permits, yeah. I can't play on the free-to-play server because I'm ready to be in first rates. I'm more capable than 85% of the people in first rates. But I can't get them unless I want to grind 5 days to buy one first rate. And I'm not going to grind 5 days a week so that I can sail a first rate and lose it and then grind another 5 days. That's not doable, not feasible. I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't have the desire to turn my life into hell so that I can play a game that is easily obtainable to other players because they don't have to grind 5 days a week because they're handed stuff, because for them a permit is 500,000 reals or 10,000 doubloons, but for me it's 8 million reals. There's a bit of a problem there. Well, he's trying to save his buddy from this shot, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So this little maneuver where I'm backing up, this is called station keeping. If I kept going forward, I'd get a lot of distance on my primary target, who's almost dead. So I want to back up, reverse. I may take a good hit from the guy on my right. I'm going to shoot him and get the damage here on the severely wounded one. A lot of new players, they just sail around at full sail. They don't really maneuver their ships. They do big looping arcs around their target, which negates their ability to do damage. Here's the rigging shock again. So like his buddy, he's full sail. He doesn't need to be going full sail. He needs to be sitting close to his friend and just applying steady damage to me. Not trying to run around and run at full sail. One of my favorite sayings is, amateurs sail their ships, professionals maneuver them. It's more important that you maneuver your ships so that you are firing your cannons as soon as they're loaded, and that you're maintaining an optimal range on your target so that you make good shots. But as I say that, I just dunked them out into the water. But with shallow water ships, that's kind of easy to do. Alright. Rattlesnake's going down. Time to focus on this Niagara. He fired into the wave, and I did too. It can happen on small ships. The wave is sometimes taller than your gun deck, so yeah, I like it. It adds variety to combat, and anytime you have variety in combat, that's a good thing. So timing your shots is even more crucial on shallow water ships, like Niagaras and Rattlesnakes. And now you get into big 5th rate, and it can still mess you up, but if you're firing at a 5th rate shallow water, it's easier. Right, so this is the edge of effective combat range. I don't like being this far apart. But then, that might just be me. I'm kind of a close-in brawler type guy. I don't like the long-range stuff. And apparently he doesn't either. He just dumped a lot of his shots again. Oh no. I see running cues. He's running. He wants to get out. He doesn't want to fight solo. He was all keen to fight me 2v1, but now that he's 1v1, I'm sorry, buddy, that doesn't work for me. Come back here. There's the chain. A sure sign of a runner is somebody throwing chain at you. Yeah, we got a runner. Come here, mon little corvette captain, come here. I haven't repaired, you haven't repaired. Or have I repaired? Oh, I did repair, but I got the kill, so I can repair again. Combat repairs perk, people. We only repair once per hour unless you get a kill. So if you're 1v1, you get 1 repair an hour. If you're 1v2, you can get 2 repairs an hour. See how it goes? So if you're not good at this game, and you have a friend who's not good at this game, well, and you run up against somebody like me who has been doing solo for a long time, the combat repairs perk is sweet, but the 1 repair an hour really slants this in my favor, because I can repair twice and you can repair once. Game Labs needs to look at changing this to 2 or 3 times per hour, which would actually make things like epic events and attacking large fleets and more doable. Some of the content in this game is just walled off now because of that once per hour repair, unless you get combat repairs. But if you're in a group, I did an epic event the other day, and we had to extract 4 of the members. Well, 3 of the members had to leave. They were almost sunk. So we extracted them, and relying on combat repairs when you're in a group is not effective. And when you're fighting 9 elite AI first rates with your 6 first rates, you're already at a big disadvantage. Results was you aren't able to do epic events because it's everything you can do just to stay alive. And forget trying to loot the chest. You don't have that luxury. You have to be shooting and angling and shooting and holding distance on the mob. All you care about is sinking them. Looting? No, doesn't happen. I picked up 2 gold chests out of it. The epic chest went down with the other ships. I think we only sank 4 of them or 3 of them before we all extracted. Well, not all, but that guy was AFK, so he lost his ship. Anyway, Game Labs needs to try an epic event and, stream it, record it, show us how it's supposed to be done with 1 repair per hour. Come on, you're the pros, it's your game. You know how it's done, so show us, Game Labs. How are you supposed to do an epic event with 1 repair? And like a scared rabbit, he's off again. Okay, guys. When an enemy has demonstrated that he's faster than you and can run you down, don't keep running. Change your tactics. Start fighting. Make the most of the fight. You may still die, most likely you will, but you're gonna learn a lot more about combat by changing your strategy and actually engaging than you are if you just keep running and taking damage and running and taking damage and dragging the whole thing out to a painful and it's inevitable end. If you actually change your strategy and fight and start doing damage and learning how to use your guns and figuring out how your enemy's weaknesses are, it doesn't have to be an inevitable defeat. You might win. And that's a lot better than just running and running and running and then dying tired. I know that sounds a little hypocritical, because I have 2 reps and all that, but, well, I get another rep. We're basically even on hit points now. So, but how do you think I got to the point where I can fight 2v1? Well, I did not take the advice of other players to run speed builds and just run away and discretion is the better part of valor and all that hubris. This is a combat computer game. Learn how to shoot. Learn how to fight. You're gonna die a lot. I have thousands of hours, 9,000 hours almost. Most of it fighting. Most of it learning how to fight. You're not gonna learn by being a wuss, being a coward. You're not gonna learn how to actually make your shots count. So, skill, to a degree, matters in this game. And you need to acquire that skill. That's your priority if you're going to PvP. If you're just going to stay in the safe zone, do whatever you want. Okay, the damage he just did on me was significant and good. But he doesn't learn from it. He doesn't adapt. He continues to do this turning running game. He should have just kept turning to the right and taken the wind and started applying damage to my right side. But anyway, he didn't. He continues to do this downwind game where we're in this rolling scissor situation. And I'm putting the last of the chain in so that I can... And this is a problem in Niagara. It can be chain shocked at whatever sail it's at. And that's just what Game Labs has for their mechanics. How to defeat the rolling scissor. When you are in this situation, you clearly see I'm turning to angle and get on your stern. You do not want to be full sail. You want to be slowing down and try to make me overshoot in front of you. You don't want to let me just sit in this backward position. I control the fight right now. I'm upwind. I can shoot you with either side, and you want to slow down, take control of the fight, not be doing this running, turning business. That just plays to my game. One thing to note for new players, you see the control up under the timer there, the red image cannot leave and control. Any ship that does not have bow chasers gets that feature, and the control feature basically prevents anybody from escaping combat within a certain range. I think in this case it's half of a box, 250 yards, whatever the unit is, but that's why I don't have to do damage on him every 3 minutes. Um, both of us are Niagaras. We both get control when we're close enough. This is a curious maneuver. I did not turn in because I'm protecting my damage side, and he did, giving me his damage side. That doesn't make much sense to me. He had the wind, he didn't have to do that. And he's back to running. It's not gonna work, buddy. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. You're out of the safe zone. You over BR'd the battle. I jumped in. You gotta fight me out, buddy. Mistakes were made. Yes. So make the best of it. Stop running! Why are you running? This is a perfect instance where if we had 2 or 3 repairs per hour, he might actually live by running and delaying the fight and getting a cell rep and another hull rep. The outcome could have been different. But since I'm sitting on a repair, and I don't think he is anymore, yeah, this is where the whole 1 repair an hour does not help the newer player at all, or the less experienced player. And I think it's a shame. I think Game Labs needs to revisit this and at least let people repair once every 30 minutes or once every 20 minutes. I agree that repairing every 10 minutes or 8 minutes or 12 minutes was a little bit BS. But, I mean, as it stands, you can reprint a ship from 20% health to full health. So, every 20 minutes might be a little too early. Every 30 minutes, that might be the right balance. Gee, it'd be interesting if they could, like, test that and play with it. You know, look at all the permutations and I'd volunteer, Game Labs. I'd hop on a test server and give you feedback. You know I will. I give you feedback here. And by the way, if you guys think that this is some super ship, it's not. It's 3-slot blue. It's a fur teak build. It's built so that people can't run away like this. It's not particularly tough. I like his enthusiasm, but his shots just aren't connecting.
What are you doing in here? What's up? Oh, okay. How's that working out? All right.
Apologies for the one-sided conversation that you're hearing. This is my clan leader. He's coming up the Shroud just to see if he can get some content. And actually, they are going to give us more content after this. I might post that fight.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Seen him around here and there.
And we're back to the running game. Oh, the running. If that's your greatest skill, don't get into combat ships. Just, if that's the only skill you're going to get proficient at, be a hauler, be a trader. Play this game for the scenic beauty, not the smell of gunpowder and the thrill of cannonballs flying and the potential to have your ship sunk. The high potential of having your ship sunk. But if you're going to get yourself into a combat ship, do yourself a favor and learn how to shoot in the safe zone. Learn what upgrades are actually good for a combat ship. Practice, practice, practice. That's the only way. You're gonna sink a lot, but we all did. There isn't a single PvPer who rose to proficiency without getting sunk over and over and over again. Like I said, I'm approaching 9,000 hours in the game. The first 4,000 hours, I was probably the guy getting sunk most of the time. Now, I'm not saying it'll take you 4,000 hours, but I played this game solo. I learned it the hard way. I taught myself. I didn't have people tutoring me, giving me good ships, telling me what builds were good. There was none of that. This is me doing it, and occasionally I'd have somebody raging at me. So that was really helpful too. Now, I'm on the war server. I'm in Lada clan in Pirates, and I will teach people. If you want to know, you just pop into my Discord and you ask questions. Better yet, join the clan and come sail with me. Ask questions. I'll give you probably more information and knowledge than you really want or can handle. So I apologize. One of the reasons I do this YouTube channel is to disperse some of that knowledge because it's precious and hard to obtain in naval action. I'm gonna do the first stupid move. And I call it stupid. Some people call this... everybody has different comfort levels, but you notice my boarding preparation has been up for a long time. I'm gonna try to board this guy because, oh, he's fast. I'm wondering what his woods are, if it's worth capturing. But with his crew where he is, and not knowing his abilities or if he has a boarding mod, it's probably safer now just to put this broadside in, not dunk it into the water like that, and sink the guy. But pretty sure I'm gonna push him into a boarding situation, and yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. I'm not the best at boarding, so. Yeah, I'm going for boarding, and really at this point, even if he's rare wood, Niagara is only like 500,000 reals if rare wood, so it's not that much of a prize, and it's certainly not worth losing my ship by screwing up in the boarding action and letting him have the win. The smartest thing to do right now is sink him. Just sink him. Don't be playing around trying to board. Just be happy with the winning 2v1. But you know, we all make mistakes. We all get ideas in our head of what we're gonna do, and sometimes that's not what you want to do. That's not what you should do. 5.8. Speed is dropping. 4. Once we get to 3.5, we can board. He's already sinking. I may be remembering the wrong fight, but I thought I boarded him. He's slowed. Yeah, he's already sinking, and I pull him. Don't do this. This was stupid. This is outright dumb on my part. This gives him a chance to win again. And just watch the boarding. This is the generally improved boarding feature that Game Labs changed. So we used to read the melee damage and we didn't used to have cannon damage. We had melee and firepower damage, and those would kind of tell us what people are doing. And now, as you see, there's no indication given. Now, since we can't read ahead of time their strength, like as if we were looking across the deck and notice people picking up boarding pikes or muskets or getting ready to throw grenades or bracing on the deck. Because we can't do that, you basically have to read what they've done and then count. So he counterattacked. He can't counterattack for another 3 turns. This is just, I don't like it. I like the old boarding a little better. It actually informed you and there was some strategy. Now you're basically guessing. Unless you are loaded up with boarding mods, and then you just sit on musket volley and incinerate their crew without doing anything. Because you can kill 80 to 130 with good musket upgrades, depending on your ship and your crew, and if you have Marines, which I have Marines and he doesn't. So, however, he's doing very, very well in boarding. And I disengaged and he's gonna sink right here. So, yeah. I got stupid and I did something that I didn't need to do. Even if I captured the ship, won the boarding, it would still have sunk because it's too critically damaged. So, should never have boarded him. He's gonna go full sail, I'm gonna swing, he sinks. So, that's just a lesson. I got stupid. Learn from it. Learn from my mistake. Hope you enjoyed this, mostly harmless entertainment. If you have any comments, you want to call me an idiot, you join the fan club of Izzy haters, go for it. It's a free club. There's no cover charge. But welcome to naval action, and stay safe out there.